Hello everyone, Time to Grind here, and today I wanted to talk about Halo Online because recently I have been playing the crap out of Halo Online. And what is Halo Online? Well, it is a game for PC that's just it's kind of like Halo 3 with kind of features from other Halo games that is just so easy to download, and there's actually people playing it, and it's free, and it's great, and it's just a great fan-made game. And pretty much, just to preface this, I'm not going to like show how to download it or anything like that because I don't want to mess around with that stuff. And also, I'll leave in the description down below the Halo Online subreddit, because if you just go to the Halo Online subreddit, they have a guide to download it, and it's not hard at all. It's literally like downloading a single like zip file, extracting it, and running the game, and it's like only 5 GB, so it's not hard. I just don't want to kind of mess around with that, especially since I can just link the Halo Online subreddit, and you'll be able to do it easily that way. But either way, Halo Online, how it kind of started was 343 Industries, like the people that make Halo now. They made a closed beta for Russia called Halo Online. It's, like I said, it's like Halo 3 with, parts of other games, I feel. And they eventually canned it, and it doesn't exist, like, officially anymore. But a bunch of modders and beautiful and fantastic and, amazing people that I just want to kiss on the lips, took that game and actually made it good, because the closed beta in Russia, the official one, was buggy and it was terrible, but these amazing people, they took 3 years, it's been like around 3 years now, and they've just been constantly improving it. They're not even accepting donations or anything because they don't want to mess around with cease and desists and stuff like that, and it is just so great. I think I ended up trying it about like a year ago, and that was around the time when I had just recently kind of got my 144 Hz monitor, and I was like so used to actually being able to get 144 FPS, and I feel like I was getting around 60 to 70, which is good. I was getting good frames. I was being a spoiled brat, and I was like, I want 144 FPS. So I kind of didn't play it that much, and I tried it again recently, like a week ago, and I'm getting around like 100 if I had to guess. Like, I don't have like the Steam overlay FPS. I'm sure I could find one, but I'm kind of like lazy. But I'm getting around 100 FPS in it, and I'm like, okay, this is good enough for me to experience Halo Online. And what's surprising is, because there's no advertising, there's no they can't really advertise or anything like that. It's surprising that there's a lot of players. Normally there's around like 6 to 7 different, and I'm in the United States, so if you try playing, in Asia or something, and there's not a lot of servers for you, I don't know, it just seems as like there's a lot of US players. But every time I try to play, there's around like 7 to 8 full lobbies, or almost full lobbies of various game modes. Most of them do the kind of thing where they're normal kind of game modes, like team battle, BRs, team snipers and stuff like that, and then after each round it puts everyone back to the lobby, and it in chat it's like, hey, type 1 if you want Team Fiesta on this map, or type 2 if you want Team Snipers on this map, and it kind of just keeps on going like that, as people play, and you vote on what you want. And it definitely leads to, as an example, I know a lot of people love Team Fiesta, and Team Fiesta is where it's pretty much just Team Slayer, except every time you spawn you get 2 random new weapons, which is cool sometimes, but sometimes I want to just be super hardcore and play like Team Snipers or Team DMRs or stuff like that. Also, I don't see very many free-for-all games. That's kind of one thing I don't like, because I really like free-for-all. But either way, a lot of the times you'll get a lot of variety and stuff like that. And those servers there's a ton of those servers, and then you also have like good old infected ones, and a lot of infected variants, like Fat Kid or Blow Up the Bridge, and I can enjoy those a little bit. I don't see a lot of just many vanilla infected, like not necessarily I don't necessarily need it on the base maps. I could deal with some Forge maps and stuff like that. I just kind of want like a vanilla infected, which doesn't, in my experience, I don't know if it's different for other people, but in my experience, in my region, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of interest in a vanilla infected server, because there's always like full servers of like Fat Kid, and last night when I was looking up as a recording this video, there were 2 full servers of Blow Up the Bridge, which is a lot. So it's pretty great. And overall, if you were like a big Halo fan like me, and then you kind of switched over to PC, like me as well, Halo Online is definitely what you're looking towards. You know, I'm kind of excited for Halo 6 and whatnot-ish, because it most likely will come out on PC as well, just because they've been porting Halo 5 stuff to PC, like the Forge, and also, you know, Microsoft's kind of doing... they're trying to diversify, so they're like every, you know, exclusive that comes to Xbox will also be on the PC, which is kind of nice. But obviously, it's not like the original trilogy of Halo games and, you know, stuff like that. There is a little, like I was saying, they added a couple other features from other Halo games. And they can be good and bad sometimes, because, as an example, they added Reach's assassination animations, which is awesome, because that honestly adds so much to the game to be, for me personally, and I think it's really, really awesome. They also added sprinting, and sprinting is a very controversial topic, because everyone I feel like in Halo community has a different opinion on it, but in my opinion, sprinting in Halo is... okay when the game was built around it. So say you have, like, you know, Halo 5 and Halo, you know, 4 that were built to be kind of faster paced and stuff like that. Sprinting can kind of make sense because of the fact that it adds itself to the faster paced gameplay, and you obviously lose a lot. Like, positioning matters a lot less in Halo 4 and 5 because of sprinting, but the game was at least built around it, so I can kind of be okay with that. But in, like, Halo 3, like, because, you know, Halo Online's pretty much Halo 3. When you take that and then add sprinting to it, it doesn't really make as much sense. And that's why what's really good is most servers get to decide if they want to enable or disable it. So most servers I've seen on, especially the ones that are like Team Snipers, Team DMRs, you know, Team BRs and stuff like that, the ones that can like rotate through a lot of gameplays, they have sprinting disabled, which is nice, because I don't hate sprinting, I just don't think it fits this game. And most servers for the most part have the assassinations like enabled, just because everyone likes those, honestly. And the one thing I've noticed is a lot of the kind of like more fun, like minigame type things like Infected or, you know, Fat Kid, those tend to have sprint enabled, but I can kind of excuse those a little bit because I'm not like trying to get like a full-on, like, you know, hardcore experience in those as I am the other game modes. But overall, Halo Online is in a really good place. I know there's like a huge update, it's like 0.6 or something that they've been teasing for a while that everyone's waiting on in the community, that's going to add a lot of awesome stuff to it. And that's going to be a huge update. But as of right now, I don't know if when you're watching this video, if that'll be out by now. But it's not out as of recording this, so some of the issues I talk about might be fixed in that. I'm not sure. But as of right now, one of the biggest issues for me is, and I've talked to other people on like the servers I've been playing on, and they all experience it too, so it's not just me, is a lot of the times the actual audio of the game will lag. And I know this is kind of similar to a lot of like emulators when they're in their first stages of development. I don't know really if that has anything to do with what's happening in here. I'm not a developer or, you know, a modder or anything, but in Halo Online, it kind of seems like every now and then you will encounter periods of time where no matter what sound is being played, it'll get delayed like 3-4 seconds. So say you're in a firefight and, you know, you're shooting a sniper and this guy's shooting, you know, a shotgun, and then you melee and kill him. You'll hear nothing. And then 4 seconds later, after you go run off after killing the guy, you'll hear snipers being fired, shotgun shots, and, you know, a melee kill, and they're like, eh, like the death, you know, sound. And it's a little jarring because sound design is really important in most mediums, especially video games, when you want to get that feedback. You know, not only, you know, because when you're on a console, you have kind of vibration feedback, and that's really nice. You fire and you feel vibration. That's really nice feedback. But on PC, where you don't have that, audio is even more important because you want to be able to hear feedback, and so it's very jarring. It doesn't happen to me enough to not play the game, and it, you know, even if there was no audio, I would definitely not appreciate the game as much. But it doesn't take away from the core gameplay. It just, you'd be surprised at it if you encounter it. You might be thinking now like, oh, that's not a big of a deal, but when you're in the game and you're missing out on that feedback, it's definitely very jarring. The other really complaints I have is just sometimes like the FPS will drop a little bit here and there, but that's never been an issue for me. And then also the UI could be cleaned up a little bit in the menus and stuff like that, but that's just being like really nitpicky. The only thing that really matters issue-wise for me is the audio thing, because, you know, the menu UI not looking the best and, you know, kind of stuff like that, that doesn't matter. That that doesn't, you know, once you're in the game, that doesn't affect you, but the audio does. So but overall, the point of making this video was I just wanted to let as many people know about this game, because this game is spectacular, and it has a lot of players. You know, you'd be surprised, but it definitely, every game could always use more players playing the game, and especially if you're, you know, a PC gamer and you just, you know, you kind of been like really missing Halo, because recently I watched a ton of documentaries by, I'm gonna mispronounce his username, but like the Race of It guy that does like the, you know, Halo Combat Evolved 14 years later and then stuff like that. I watched like all the Halo video 45-minute episodes he made, and it just made me really excited for Halo. So I've been playing it a ton and it's so great. And if you're like a PC gamer and you're like, oh dude, I really want to play Halo, this is the thing, easiest download ever. Link in the description below to the Halo Online subreddit, where, you know, they'll explain step by step the like 2 steps you have to do. And I just overall would highly recommend it, and it's free, so, you know, that's pretty good too. Be able to play a cool Halo game that has a lot of players free, I'd say that's a 10 out of 10 in my book. But yeah, either way, if you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more content. Videos pop up every Wednesday and Sunday, unless I am dead that day for whatever reason. You know, subscribe and put on the notifications if you want to get notifications for when I upload. And also every 7:30 CT on most days, I'll be streaming on my Twitch, Time to Grind Gaming. So follow me there. But either way, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, no matter what day it is for you, and see you guys next time.